parshas Shoftim, pasuk beis, pasuk yutes. Lo sater mishpat. You should not sway judgment. Lo sakir ponim. You should not acknowledge one of the defendants over the other, like a poor man over the rich man, or the rich man over the poor man, or give one person greater consideration than the other, because that's the equivalent of what? The other person, once he sees that the judge is no longer impartial, he despairs and he doesn't present his case properly. Lo sikach shochad. You're not permitted to take shochad, bribery. It blinds the eyes of the wise, and it corrupts the words of the tzaddikim. It blinds the eyes of the... First, like, what is even the consideration? He has to give me a reason why lo sikach shochad. I mean, when he's taking shochad, is he taking it to sway the case to the other person? Man knows he's guilty, so I'll pay, just rule in my favor. And that's not the provision of lo sikach shochad. Shochad means, even if he's right, and he's in the right, and the other person he feels is in a better standing than he is, or is perceived as a better person, and he gives shochad maybe even to balance it out, even to balance. The moment he takes shochad, it's not only doesn't he favor the other, he becomes totally, loses his impartiality, he's totally for the other person. It's the avir einei chachomim. It's interesting. Ezel chochma roes hanolad. Right? We don't say yodeas hanolad. Roeh. Right? It blinds the eyes of the chachomim. Doesn't say it blinds the chachomim, who's using the term blinds. You're blinding the eyes. So whatever nolad, whatever consequence, it's blinded. Visalat divrei tzaddikim, and it corrupts just ways. Even if a person is a man of principle, man of morals and ethics, it undermines that. The person loses his sensitivity to be ethical and moral. I mean, it's even that. I just want to say something. We find the Torah says v'yireis me'elokech ani Hashem. That very often, even if a person has a reason to violate, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says v'yireis me'elokech ani Hashem, because although the only one who knows what the truth is you, because it's in your heart. I know what's in your heart. So by having yiras Hashem, that will cause the person to what? To behave. Ki hashochet yavei chachomim. The whole consequence, the whole concept of ezo chochma rosa nolad. What's rosa nolad? It's also nolad. You do the wrong thing, you're going to be punished. Right? The whole concept of schar v'onish. That's rosa nolad. Correct? What about if you lose sight of that rosa nolad? Then the person is going to sin, because he's no longer rosa nolad. So therefore, taking shochad, it blinds the eyes of the chachomim. The roas hanolad, that he sees the consequences. Even if he's a moral, ethical person, he will not have that same sensitivity to the ethics and the morals. The Targum says, umekalkel pizgom tritzin. It actually damages it. Doesn't say. Blind the eyes. Yavir einei chachomim. No, we say the eyes are the what? Rashi says, "Lo sigach shochar afil lishbot tzedek." Even if you're going to you believe you can give a correct judgment. Ki hashochad yavir. Mishakibel shochad men yevshe shelo yates libo etzlo. Lapuk v'schuso. That he shouldn't have any positive or negative feeling towards any of them. Right? Both litigants should be seen or related to, identical. Oh, yeah. Same idea. It's better. We have senses, we have our likes and dislikes in terms of personalities. The moment you have a sense of dislike to a person because he has a certain look or whatever it may be, immediately you're no longer impartial. Very difficult. Let's say you know a man did a good deed in the past, and the other person you don't know anything about. So right away you say, how could this man be doing something dishonest? And he's accused of something being dishonest. Okay? Tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. What's the reiteration, tzedek? You should pursue tzedek. L'mantichya. Yerashis ha'horetz asher Hashem elkecha nosin loch. You will inherit the land that Hashem has given to you. Tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. Holech acha bezin yofer. You should try to seek out the best quality court. Mantichya v'yerash v'yahu midoi hadayonim aksherim. It's worthwhile to appoint qualified judges, lachus Yisrael lo shivin al ledmosim, to give Klal Yisrael life, and to what? They should be settled in the land. Otherwise, everything's in jeopardy. No, first tzedek tzedek is the appointing of the judges. Whoever's in the position to appoint judge. So over here, take a look at the Rechaim HaKodesh. He says, you have two people in the same community who are outstanding in Chochmah, and two others are also, they make the grade, but not in the same caliber of the first two. Since the other two are qualified, they have sufficient qualifications, therefore, I'm not going to actually burden the more special to choose and pick who the dayonim are. He says, I'll use lesser judges. You have to seek out the best. When you appoint judges, they have to be the most qualified. No. L'matichi v'rashto. I understand, but that's the Sischomin. Tzedek tzedek tirdof is the litigant. Yeah. The litigant should seek out the high court. The court's already in place. But l'matichi is speaking about the actual appointment of the judges. When you have courts in place, who do you put in those courts? The most qualified, or people who make the grade? That's the litigants.
Who picked the courts?
There are people in position to pick the courts. It's not people saying, we're going to be the court here.
How do they look at litigants?
No, which means, let's say you have a Godel Ador, and you have somebody who's less qualified. If you go to the Godel Ador who has a beznish, you go to him. You go to the more qualified one. Even though we say, well, it's not such a complicated case. You know, it's interesting. It uses the word tirdof. Tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. What's redifa? You should pursue. I mean, it means that unrelentingly, you should try to seek that out. I mean, that's how important it is. It doesn't say tzedek, tzedek, telech. Tirdof. Seems to be you have to pursue it with the same degree of energy as you pursue something else. Only then are you going to achieve that. Otherwise, if you don't have that interest, it's not going to happen.
So it's a given that the judges are tzedek already. They don't have to pursue righteousness. In other words,
It's understood. A judge has to be.
understood.
You know, it's interesting. You know, it says we see that having proper and the best quality court guarantees the Yerashas or you'll inherit the land. Asher Mantichya, you will live and you'll inherit the land that Hashem has given, which means one is contingent on the other. So the Gemara says that a kol ador b'chutz la'aretz ein kein lo eloka. I mentioned this many times in Mark Subis. You live outside, it's like you have no God. Why? Because every location in the world is overseen by the archangel of that particular nation. Eretz Yisrael has no archangel. HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. That's why it's Eretz HaKadosha, therefore the land is holy. There's no archangel. There's a direct connection between the location and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's interesting. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, if you say the Chosama Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu is emes, God's signet is truth. Truth on the most special level, without any compromise, not even a chance of compromise. So what's seeking out truth within the human level? That you want to establish and pursue truth to get the best court, get the most qualified daya. What about if you don't, and you're lax in that area and you compromise emes? You compromise emes, then you don't belong, you're not going to be in Eretz Yisrael. Since Eretz Yisrael is the location of emes, because that's the location of Hashem, and His signet is what? Is emes, so therefore you have to display that mid of emes to be able to stay there. Therefore, tzedek tzedek, what? For that reason, you don't belong here. Like the Gemara quotes a pasuk, was Gemara at the end of Sanhedrin, Chelek, Gemara quotes a pasuk, lo yigurcha ro, that within Hashem's proximity there can be a person who's ra. So the Gemara tells of a story that was by Achov, Achov, he stole the vineyard from a relative of his, and he had him put to death. So Achov, how he was told to go to battle, and he was killed in a certain battle which he shouldn't have gone to. And Hashem says, which spirit wants to go to mislead him? Because he had the Nevi Abal. He had the prophets of Baal. So they're involved with all kinds of spirits. So the spirit, was Novos Israeli, was Novos. It was his Kerem, because he had an axe to grind. He wanted to see Achab be killed. Because he was killed. Zevel, the wife of Achab, hired false witnesses to testify that he blasphemed the king. So therefore he was put to death, which the whole thing was a lie. So after it says, even though he went and he had the Russia killed, but since he said a lie, and he told him to go to a place he shouldn't have gone, it says, Lo yigurcha ro, that within Hashem's proximity is ra, he couldn't be within the chitzos shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Gemara says. Couldn't be within the proximity of Hashem. Because since he said a lie, which is sheker, can't be there. So since Eretz Yisrael, it's the location where it has no archangel, it's Hashem's location. Therefore, so what is the standard? The standard is emes. So if you have a compromise in emes, you can't be there. Therefore, you're driven out of the land. You can't remain there. There's a famous Rabbeinu, is it Rabbeinu Bachya or Shalom? I think Rabbeinu Bachya says it. He says that anybody who's not circumcised cannot stay in Eretz Yisrael, will not remain there. That's the reason why the Christians, they were there very temporarily. They tried to conquer it from the Arabs, they couldn't, from the Ishmael. But the Arabs, since they're partially circumcised, they have Milo, there's no Priya, therefore they're there temporarily. They're able to stand because the land was given with what? The bris Milo was a condition to what? To inherit the land. He doesn't explain why. But we see that there's a linkage. Bris, you have the land. You have bris, you don't have the land. So since the Christians are not circumcised, therefore they cannot actually dominate, dictate the ownership of the land. Okay?
What's Priya?
What?
What's Priya?
Priya is pulling back the foreskin. It's cutting and peeling back the foreskin. Okay, let's take him around.